I heard one awakened person say that much of our shame is based in the sexual arising that comes to us in puberty. I don't know. There's lots of different theories on where or why shame comes from, but I'm sure it's really fascinating to explore puberty through a lens of shame. But there's also lots of other psychologists that would say it comes from attachment issues in the first few years of life. Question. Any thoughts on the guy's theory? Oh, not theory. Yeah, like there's lots of different reasons. And then there's Roger Castillo that would say that it's a sense of doership shame. Like it comes with a separate self. There's so many different theories on shame. But one thing I can say is that shame, when the seeking and shame together, it can be paralyzing. Like shame, I think, is maybe one of the most toxic feelings, because from my understanding of the way that it's defined psychologically, shame is I am bad. So it's like, say if you do something, you go to a party and you trip over and your skirt flies up while you trip over, so you just like in front of everyone, your bum hanging out and everyone's laughing, and embarrassment and like a healthy response would be to I'm embarrassed and I did something bad. You didn't really do something bad in that situation, but that could be a response. Whereas shame is I am bad. Like, so that happened to me because I am bad. I am a bad person. So shame is like I am bad. Whereas guilt or embarrassment is like I did something bad. That's my understanding psychologically of it. And I like that definition of it. I used to think that I was ashamed when actually I was feeling guilt. But everyone has different definitions of it. If you haven't noticed, not just shame, but every freaking thing. There's always exceptions to the rules. Life is very complex and simple. The simplicity is that there is just looking here, and that is your freedom. There is a spacious I am awareness, consciousness. I do sometimes, like I always call it like personal awareness and the big consciousness. And sometimes I think of switching it over. And I understand why people call it like the big awareness, because consciousness and self-consciousness and subconsciousness is just all like, you know, somebody was asking about, do you think in a few years? No, I don't, but I do think of swapping words sometimes. Like I started naming these things prior to even talking about the subject. So, you know, it becomes difficult, but I can understand the complications of calling it the big consciousness or consciousness, because consciousness has like, yeah, so many, the subconscious, self-conscious, self-aware, I suppose is that with awareness.